much of my focus would be on Gawash Tagwirei. Gawash Tagwirei is a business personality in Zimbabwe who is almost running all industries in Zimbabwe. The banking system, he is controlling it. The transport sector is controlling it. Fuel industry is controlling it. They are actually footprints of Gawash Tagwirei everywhere in Zimbabwe. Also farming, he is also there in all major businesses that are being done in Zimbabwe. The name of Gawash Tagwirei can also be found there. So he's one of the individuals whom is referred to as a Chikananda in Zimbabwe. He is part of those group of African business personalities who are just given tenders freely by the government. They don't have to compete for those tenders, who are allowed to run business and they don't face any problems from the security apparatus in Zimbabwe, and they don't have to follow law just like all Zimbabweans. So I remember reporting that Gawash Tagwirei was airlifted, and many people on that particular video, it went viral and they couldn't believe it, but they are signs that Gawash Tagwirei is indeed not feeling well. Now you see, if people are discrediting what you are reporting about, they should also provide evidence to prove that you are wrong. So it appears the sources were on point when they said Gawash Tagwirei was airlifted out of Zimbabwe, and the man was suspected of having been actually poisoned. We've not had any communication from him. Barakashis tried to give an impression that the man was infected, made donations. Also, George Charamba rescuing the people of Zimbabwe and saying no donation was made by Gawash Tagwirei, the donation was made by the government. It is the sole responsibility of the government to also do so. Now, don't ever think that George Charamba's interest is to expose information. No, he is being instructed by Emerson Mnangagwa to actually correct the narrative of the Barakashis. We have seen Barakashi going to the bush and most of the times because it's confusing. ZANU-PF is in disarray at the moment. I must underscore that particular point. So yesterday there was a funeral of the niece of Emerson Mnangagwa at his rural home that is in Kwekwe. We saw all government officials, all those who are supporting Mnangagwa. I did not see Chiwenga at that particular funeral, and that shows you, I think Chiwenga has been avoiding at all costs the farm of Emerson Mnangagwa. I did not see the visuals of retired General Chiwenga going to that particular. He only attends state funerals and funerals from his colleagues in the military. I've never seen him actually going to the tries by all means possible to avoid the activities of Prickable Farm. I guess also it is for his own security, because Mnangagwa knows all the corners of the Prickable Farm, and if he goes there, he may actually become an easy target. But he may go, but yesterday I didn't see his actually visuals. Now, if you check in the picture that I have depicted on the portrait of this live broadcast, you will see that all Zikanandas are there. The likes of Temba Mliswa, they could be seen in the pictures. Everybody, the who's and who in ZANU-PF, they are seen, or Pamchinguri, government ministers as well as government officials. They could be easily seen on that particular picture. But when it comes to Gawash Tagwirei, he was nowhere to be seen, and we know that he is part of the individuals whenever there is an activity at the Prickable Farm that he doesn't have to miss that activity most of the times. He makes sure that he is present. Yesterday he was not present. Remember, Mnangagwa is the boss of this Zikananda, and he needed them the most through that particular funeral. So the absence of a Chikananda in that funeral shows that there is really something happening with regards to that particular person, especially when they attend a funeral and the man is nowhere to be found. So Gawash Tur was not present at the precable farm of Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa yesterday, and this on its own is a testimony that all is not well, and it is a clue that indeed the news that he was airlifted out of Zimbabwe are true. Those who are actually against this particular reporting, they should show the proof of life of the men and the proof of being well of the men, not old picture, the current picture, and attending a government activity or being present doing church activities as we have seen. Or maybe he should actually come out publicly and address the members of the public, to those who are actually disputing that fact which has been put forward publicly. So Gawash Tur not showing up at the funeral of the niece of Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa. Everybody in ZANU-PF who supports the faction of Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa, I'm talking of your Chris Mutswangwa, the likes of Opam Chinguri, all individuals, the spin doctors of Mnangagwa, Temba Mliswa, all of them, they were at the precable farm to really indicate that your boss cannot have a funeral and you don't attend that funeral. The youth leaders, the who's and who's in ZANU-PF, particularly those who are supporting Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa, were present. But I tried to check all the pictures of Parakash, and I can actually attest to you that if Gawash Tur was there, you would see them writing Namoya Pera and Don, but we did not see all those, such pictures. Neither did we see the picture of his wife yesterday present at the funeral of the niece of Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa. So it appears in Zimbabwe they won't reveal everything. Just imagine if Mnangagwa gets sick and they airlift him, you won't be told. You will hear from the sources, and the sources would be having no name. That is what happens when you are led by a demagogue. The information for evidence to be shown, sometimes you don't have to be shown on everything that is being reported. Sometimes you just have to know that if this is reported here, there is absolutely 99.9% that it is true. Everything that we put here, we would have scaled it, we would have actually tried to also research about it and see that indeed it is happening in Zimbabwe. Thank you very much for watching us. If you are watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. You can financially support this channel by pressing the join button and be part of our members who are the heartbeat of this channel. You can equally do so by pressing the thanks button and send us stars. Okancubu Mhlabane is signing off. Love and leave you. Let's meet on the other side of the live program.